Hello again, everybody. This is Mr. Everything coming at you from the 1st Naval Air Squadron in War Thunder. I wanted to talk about the changes that have taken place on the War Thunder Hangar UI. I like most of these changes, and I'm just going to go over all the changes so that you can make your own opinion. Some changes I don't think were necessary, neither here nor there. I'm just going to explain what the changes are and let you guys kind of see. And I might, if I miss any of the changes, please feel free to post them in the comments below because I'm not perfect. So, but I do want to let you know about some of the changes that I've recognized or that I've seen. Okay, so they first of all, let's start at the let's see my mouse pointer. Yep, there it is. Okay, they've started at the top by taking the menu and moving it from right next to my name and my squadron. They've moved it all the way to the left, which it pretty much was pretty much there already because the items in the bottom right hand corner right here, invites, the messages, the chat, all that, and your what you call it, your friends that are online. That list used to all be right next to the battle button, and then your name was next to that, then the squadron was next to that, and then your menu was right there. So by moving the menu over here, it's not that big of a deal. It just took me a few seconds to figure out where it was, to be honest. Okay, and then you got your squadron, you got your name. None of that's changed. It's just compacted closer to the battle button, making this look a little bit more balanced and not outweighted. Because having these buttons all right here made this very long and this very short. Now it looks kind of balanced. To me, that's not that important. I mean, you got all this extra room to put buttons, you got all this room to put buttons, you got all this room to put buttons. So it doesn't really matter where the buttons are, I just have to locate where they are. Because once you know where they're at, then everything's good. Okay, and then you have your resources on the right-hand side, which it's always been there. But instead of the shop, inventory, and premium, and questions all being connected right here, they pushed that more to the right. So they separated them into groups of menu options that were similar in relation. So like this is all premium stuff. This is your resources. This is your personal character information. This, or your pilot or tanker information. And then this is your menu. And then at the bottom, and then they moved some of the other messaging options down to the bottom right. This is all messaging or interaction with your peers are right there. And then instead of having the presets, instead of having all your little presets in the center here, they pushed them all the way to the left. This is a good thing. My recommendation, Gaijin, if you're watching this, is if you're going to allow us to have 8 presets, allow all 8 presets to line up. Because I do believe I've got 8 presets built right here, and I still only see 5. Because you moved it, you made a lot of room, you could put all 8 presets there. That would be awesome. The events, tournaments, the mission orders that they're issuing, and all the advertisements and stuff, they still all appear in exactly the same spot. Your information about your selected vehicle under this tab right here that hasn't changed. That's all right there. You know, your armor and the X-ray and the modifications and all. That's all right there. Let's talk about the your lineup and the research tree, because that's changed slightly, and that's I think it's changed for the better. You notice I'm gonna pull up my British lineup real quick. Okay, there's a British lineup. Now I've got air realistic battles set up, so of course only the aircraft are going to be highlighted, fully lit, where these are going to be grayed out. And that's because they're the only ones that can participate in air realistic battles. Okay, if I was to switch this to tank realistic battles, guess what? All of them can participate. If I change it to like Tank Arcade, the planes get grayed out. You can only drive tanks. You can't. The planes in Arcade come to you in limited amounts, and they're random planes. But in Tank Realistic, you actually can select the planes that you want to use. If you notice, in the background of this picture, in the background of these three pictures right here, you can see your spade. Your spade is in the background. So now you know that that vehicle has been spaded. As opposed to, in the last edition, there was a little white spade next to the rank, right? They used to show rank, like what rank that vehicle was from. And they got away from that, and I think that's great because they don't match up in matches by rank. It's matched up by battle rating. So it's perfect that they switched it to battle rating, so you would know more easily identifiable what battle rating that plane or tank is in. In realistic battles, I do believe the Avenger is a 3.0, right? I'm not sure. Maybe this one of these guys is going to change, because I'm going to change this to Tank Arcade, right? You notice how its battle rating changed to 2.3? Okay, because there is a difference between arcade and realistic. There used to be, when you opened up your research chart, right? Right here, there used to be these three little bullet points that you would select: arcade, realistic, simulator. And you would have to change by clicking this bullet point to let you know what the plane's battle rating is. So they're keeping the battle rating numbers in the lineup, so you can see, if something's like way out of battle rating, or you can do your battle rating calculations. If you don't know how to do your battle rating calculations, be sure to check out our other video explaining battle rating and how it's used, because it is a little bit of math. It's a little formula. It's not just, if you know the formula, though, you could do it in your head like in 2 seconds. But you do need to know how it's calculated and all that. So jump on that battle rating video and catch up on that. Okay, so you see, like, the F4 has a 3 in arcade, but when I switch it to air realistic battles, you notice how it changes to 2.7. Battle ratings definitely are different in a realistic match than they are in arcade, and one of the main reasons behind that, and I'll give you a little insight on that, is that you don't have unlimited ammo, and the flight characteristics are more realistic. So yeah, you see the spade is behind the plane. That means it's spaded. And for those of you that don't know what spaded means, that is, you've completed all the modifications on the plane. You've actually checked off everything. So once you've researched every single modification on a plane, you'll get this little spade on the symbol. Okay, so when you're doing your look at your guys, now just hypothetically, this is the Army versus aviation, right? But you come over here, and like my M24, it's not spaded, right? All these other vehicles, my M2 looks like it's not spaded. But some of these vehicles are spaded, some of these vehicles are not spaded. So it makes it easier to kind of see that. Another thing, let's go to aviation. Boom. You'll notice underneath these planes, the crew, like you'll see a gold crew here, right? That means he's engaged. Okay, that means he's actually in the lineup. So when you're building your lineup, some people have more than just 7 slots. They have 8, 9, 10 slots or whatever. If you're doing squadron battles, you probably need to have around 8 slots. So it helps when you're building your lineup to realize which planes you've added and which ones you haven't. And when you look, you see both of these are in my lineup because they both have the gold face. This guy's in my lineup, this guy's not in my lineup. He's available to be added to my lineup. Okay, so when you come down here and look, yeah, look, I got my 2 F4s right there. See? Okay, so they've added that. They've added these little icons to the right of the rank. Okay, these little icons represent what type of a vehicle it is. The diamond is a fighter. The little shield is a dive bomber. The lozenge, turned sideways, it looks like, is an attacker, right? And then your this shield is also a medium bomber. Yeah. So shields are bombers, lozenges are attackers, which are kind of like dive bombers, but more like strafers, I would say. And then because a dive bomber actually gets the shield, and then diamonds are fighters, and they're also color coded to the names that you see. See, I don't think they need to show a rank on this screen. I think that's a waste of effort, a waste of positioning. Because you already know, and they moved the rank symbols to the top of the ranks. This is where the start of 3 was. They had it right in the middle, and they didn't say rank. It just said 3. And it was right in the middle, so people might have got confused about what that meant, but we all knew what it meant. But you know what? They could put it in bold letters right here. Rank 1 planes, rank 2 planes, rank 3 planes, or something like that. That's my opinion, you know. This works too. So in that case, I don't think they need to say they're rank 1. Reserve, yes. Okay, but rank 1s, they don't really need to say that. Rank 2, they don't need to say that. Because I know that they're in this section. I'm looking right at the screen. So they should just give me the battle rating so I don't have to hover over it and then find the battle rating under the name and then go from there. Why don't I just look like I'm looking here? It just makes it faster. If you're going to do it here, why not do it up here? I would think it would be easier. I think it would be less code, but I'm just guessing on that, so I don't know. Okay, so we saw the, let's go to the Army, right? They did the same thing with the symbols. You've got the dashes for the lights. You got these little wheeled vehicles symbols for medium tanks, right? And then you have these 2 little vertical lines for self-propelled AA. Then you got these, I guess that's a chevron, or what is that? It's a tank with wheels. I know it doesn't look like a tank with wheels. It kind of looks like a chevron, right? For a heavy tank. And then what else? Oh, you got this little symbol here for tank destroyers. And a lot of these symbols are very similar to the symbols that you'll see on the map when you're viewing to see where your friends and enemies are located. You'll notice that some of these symbols are similar to the ones you'll see. Primarily this one, I think on the map, if my memory serves me right, this picture on the map only has 1 going straight up. The battle rating doesn't change from clicking tabs. It changes when you actually change the battle mode that you're joining. Then the battle rating will change down here, which is more logical. A lot of my squadron mates thought that's the way it was originally, but now when you change your battle mode and you ask your friend, you know, like, what's your battle rating? He'll actually be able to give you a more accurate explanation of his battle rating. Now, of course, there were some battle rating changes. Just recently, there was an update to the battle rating. Don't worry about that. I know people stress over the changes of the battle ratings, like, oh my God, this plane changed. We're all going to die. Don't worry about it. Just play, have fun. Keep your eyes on the current battle rating of what you're setting up. And if you're really that anal, about the battle ratings, go to the War Thunder forum, find the thread from the developer that explains the 2 vehicles that changed. Okay. I say 2 vehicles because I do a lot of American airplanes and I only noticed 2 vehicles change. And their battle rating didn't really change. The what do they call it? The economy of that plane changed. Basically how much it costs to repair. I don't even notice that, to be honest. When I'm playing and my plane gets shot down, and then I gotta it has to repair in the hangar. I I don't even notice that because I usually do better for the players that are struggling with their lions. It's important. But if you play a bunch of arcade games or jump into your reserve plane, fly it a few times, and I have a tendency to jump around. I will fly like my Wildcat, and then I'll also fly my P-51, then I'll fly my jet, and then I'll fly like a biplane or whatever. I will jump around. I don't keep track of that. Now, if I was flying like one plane all the time, like some of these guys do, they fly one plane and that's all they fly. They might notice it. They might notice that change, but I don't notice it. I don't even pay attention to that. I don't even care. That's something that doesn't even bother me. But it is there, and you should do it if you want. If you're curious about it, there is a forum post about it. The economy did change. If you're part of the War Thunder Twitter page, I do believe they posted it on their Twitter page, also on their Facebook page. So you can find it if you needed it. All right. Well, thanks for coming out and checking out this War Thunder news. I appreciate all you guys, and I'll see you in the air.